Oh, Cuzco, Cuzco. Do. He's the emperor of the nation. Do. Yeah, I don't know the whole song, but that's, as you can see, this is another original book tag, the Emperor's New Groove book tag. I've checked, this one doesn't have one. I suppose it's kind of one of the effects of Emperor's New Groove being like from the early 2000s when people watch Disney movies, but like when you say Disney movie, people often think Frozen or Aladdin or Lion King. They don't really think of the amazing movies we got in 2000s. I mean, The Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, and then you have Treasure Planet. I mean, they're all amazing. Also, The Prince and the Frog, amazingly underrated. Yet people are just kind of ignoring those. I don't know. But yeah, here I am, honoring my love for The Emperor's New Groove with the tag and also with this Krunk t-shirt. I got it this Christmas this summer, and yeah, love it. So yeah, let's get to the prompts. Now, yeah, I suppose you might ask yourself, well, why are you doing this tag now? It's not like it's the birthday of the movie or anything. No, I'm not doing it because of anything. I'm just doing it because I want to. Okay? Okay. So yeah. First prompt, Cusco's voice. Or in other words, a book with a narrator that talks to the audience or breaks the fourth wall. So here I'm gonna go with, give me a little moment. I have the books ready. They're kind of there. I'm gonna go with The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. So both in this series, but also in the Percy Jackson series. I believe actually in all Rick's books, at least middle grade books. I haven't read these adult books. Most of them anyway has some sort of like talking to the audience. And this one, I can just kind of give you an example. It starts with, "We only have a few hours, so listen carefully. If you're hearing this story, you're already in danger. Sadie and I might be your only chance." So yeah, they kind of like talking to an audience, and so you find out at the end of this book that they've kind of told the whole story to they recorded the whole story on like recording devices and put them around places. So that's kind of what the thing you hear beginning is. And I believe, I suppose, yeah, it's not like they break the fourth wall a lot, but in the beginning and then the end, and I think now and then they like say like, yeah, like this, yeah, you can believe it was no fun and stuff like that. But yeah, mostly it's in the beginning and the end, but still, it's fourth wall breaking. So yeah, I'm counting it. And then we have oh, okay, dessert and coffee. A book you picked up on a whim. Because Isma, she doesn't want dessert, but Kronk's like, oh, dessert, dessert, and then she ends up getting dessert as well. I suppose this would also like, and maybe in a way, be like a book that you didn't want to didn't want to read, but then you picked it up anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna be more positive and say like, yeah, a book you picked up on a whim. Now you might think, okay, so this has to be a book you have read. No, it doesn't, because one I have, it's not a book I've read yet, but I picked up on a whim. It is The Raven Heir by Stephanie Burgess. I picked this up on a whim earlier this year in June, I want to say, maybe earlier. Anyway, I remember buying it while in Oslo. No, maybe I have bought it myself. Anyway, yeah, I do know. Like, I just kind of saw the cover and I thought like this cover looks so fun, and then also like this um the Raven Air. I really like titles that has air in them. So yeah, this kind of picked up on slightly a whim because I hadn't really, well, I had heard a bit about Stephanie Burgess, but I hadn't really heard much about her. And I haven't heard much of this book or this series. I do know it's a series, the first in the series. But yeah, I picked it up because it intrigued me. It's the first in the middle grade, in case you're curious. Uh, there, and then, why does he even have that lever? So yeah, one of the other famous lines from the books from the movie. I mean, this tie is gonna be full of lines, but yeah. So yeah, here a book with an unnecessary device or unnecessary element. And yeah, as always when I make tags, it's so easy to find. So it's easy to find questions, but then when I'm gonna find um, books that work myself, it's not like always that easy. So for this one, I didn't find it. I suppose it's kind of good because I mean it kind of shows that if I read a book that I didn't like X element of, I kind of forget it or I forget the one element, so I can't really talk about books that I don't like because they kind of leave my mind happily. So yeah. But if you're one of those people who remember books that you, or maybe you just read a book that you loved but had one bad element or unnecessary element, go ahead and answer this prompt. And then, no touchy. A character that dislikes touching or a shy character. Now, here I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but I'm gonna talk about Get a Life, Chloe Brown, but I only have it on audiobook, so I'm showing you the actual age Eve Brown. But yeah, I'm gonna use like Get a Life, Chloe Brown for this one, because at the beginning of the book she's quite shy. She doesn't really have contact with people. She's kind of not trusting of people around her. I mean, it's logical because she's experienced bad stuff, and then also she's a bit hesitant uh, to go into a relationship and touch and kiss and stuff like that. But yeah, it changes. But in the beginning, she's kind of no touchy, which I suppose also works because in the beginning, Cuzco is like no touchy, and then at the end, like oh, okay, we can hug. So yeah, and then we have the poison, the poison for Cusco, Cusco's poison, which I think is maybe the most famous line in this movie. So it's kind of a bit sad, but like when this movie came out, people watched it, but like I feel like it wasn't like a huge hit. But like now, I think it's very beloved because like all the memes. But yeah, it's very memeable. Yeah, it's a movie like you can quote and make lots of memes from, and yeah. But yeah, so Poison for Cusco here, a book that is longer than it needs to be. Again, I couldn't really think of an answer for this one, so I'm gonna I'm gonna answer it. But if you have answer for it, feel free and answer. And then the next one is by all means, it makes no sense at the end. So like, I suppose this is a bit spoiler, but it's an old movie. When Kronks talks about how they came first back to Palace, and he finds a map and stuff, and like by all means, it makes no sense. So yeah, it's a great scene. I mean, the whole movie is just full of great scenes. But yeah. So here, would you say answer a book you love that is out of your wheelhouse? So a book that you love that you normally wouldn't like. So like a book that's out of your comfort zone, but still you really loved it. With this one, again, it was kind of difficult because again, I can't really say that like nowadays, like I suppose 10 years ago, maybe I read more or less all the fantasy, but now I read a lot. So like often when I read stuff, even if it's out of my comfort zone, there's at least one element in the book that I kind of know I love. So like if I read something that's out of my comfort zone, either I won't like it or there'll be an element of it that makes it in my comfort zone. So yeah, again, can't answer this one. But if you can, well, sorry, I just remembered I can't answer it. Sorry, me being silly. Give me a little moment. We have Bargain Bin Romcom, which is a poet collection. Poet collection. It's a collection of poets. There's poets between in these lines. No, it's a poetry collection. It's by Lena Norms from Lena Norm's YouTube channel. And yeah, as a lot of people, I don't really usually like to read poets. poems, but I kind of thought, you know what? It's Lena. I want to give it a shot, which is something you do when someone you love is doing something that you don't normally gear towards. You might still give it a chance. And this one, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Did I love all the poems? No. I would say like most of them were enjoyable and like kind of fun. Also, how like a poem can be is like this one, Rachel. Rachel should have stayed on a plane. The dinosaurs in Paris. I looked it up. I mean, that's kind of the type of poem she writes. So yeah. Now, am I saying that I'll read lots of poetry collections from now on? Maybe not, but I'm more open to it. I would say than before. And yeah, I kind of really like this because Lena, but I didn't know I would love it. And yeah, quite glad I read it and loved it. And yeah, I would say quite one of my highlights of the year. So yeah, me going on for ages saying like I couldn't find something, and then like, oh yeah, I found something for this. But yeah, my whim's brain, you know. Blah blah blah. So angel and devil. Krogs has a devil and a devil, angel and a devil on each shoulder. As I suppose kind of common trope in pop culture and stuff, but he has it anyway. So here, simply a character that struggles with issues. So like struggles with being making decisions. So like yeah, should they do this or this and yeah. So here I'm gonna go with. Give me a moment. Yeah, it was like did I find another book? But yeah, Amelia Westlake was never here. So this book has two protagonists, one of them being Harriet Price. She's a straight A student. She does all the extracurriculars. She does everything right. And then pretty soon on in the book, she kind of discovers that one of her teachers might not be as good at tutors as she kind of wanted him to be. But she doesn't really want to realize that he is kind of a douche. He is kind of misogynistic ass, but she kind of gives him the benefit of doubt. So yeah, she kind of has to go a few rounds with herself to realize that this guy he is not good. So yeah, Harriet Price in this book definitely has some things to understand about the world and life in general. Sounds so big, but yeah. Is this my voice? Is this my voice? So at the end, Isma she gets turned into different animals, and then she gets turned into a cat, and then she gets a high pitchy cat voice. Is this my voice? It's just so funny. So here, simply a cute villain. So yeah, there's quite a few villains that are scary, but here I want you to answer a cute villain. So here I have the Bone Spindle, which came out this year. Highly slept on book, I would say. But yeah, I'm not gonna mention anything more because the cute villain in this one is kind of a spoiler. But I suppose it kind of in a way has more villains, and I suppose yeah, a villain that you meet on early. He is cute, but he is also a douchebag. So yeah. Then we have uh, now. I kind of thought maybe I've imagined this line, but I believe there's a line in this one. Yeah. Anyway, not the first time I'm tossed out of a window. So in the movie, there's like 70, 80-year-old guy who gets tossed out of a window, and then afterwards he just kind of walks on by. So I think, but now I think I might remember wrong. Anyway, I'm making up this from I'm making up the tag. So yeah, I make the rules. But yeah, a cool old character that is 50, 80, or like was an older character that's kind of still cool and fun and juvenile. Well, juvenile, but like yeah, an older character that's cool and fun. I suppose however you want to interpret that is up to you. So I'm gonna go with Akladama from this universe. He is a vampire. He's been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years, so quite old. But yeah, he has a lot of things up his sleeve, and I would say yeah, he's quite cool, fun character. Then summer home, a summer setting, because I mean, one of the big issues in the movie is Summer Home, Summer Palace. So here I'm gonna mention Truly Madly Royally by Debbie Rigo. This one takes place during the summer, has a very summery, nice feeling. It's nice cover to it. It takes place during a summer school, like it's set in a summer school, like a college summer school, but still. But like still, it's set during summer, so you have the sun, you have picnic scenes and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna use it. Not like, I mean, I did say some setting, not like it has to be like summer vacation. So yeah. And then last but not least, boom, baby! Shout out to a book that surprised you, like, yeah, a book that's surprisingly great that you just really loved and you kind of want to shout out. I talked about this one before, but yeah, I want to talk about it again. It is Duke Heist by Erica Riley. I read it earlier this year, March, I want to say, April this year anyway, and I loved it so much. It's just an amazing read. I think it might be one of my favorite reads of all time. And I'm 30, so I've read quite a lot of read books in my life. But yeah, this book has it all, it all. Love story, unpredictability, a cast of characters. It has heist at the center of it. I mean, it's just a cool heist. I mean, it's just amazing in all the ways. So yeah, I mean, like when I read this earlier this year, I was just having a smile on my face the whole time because I was just enjoying it so much. So yeah, definitely a book everyone should read. Everyone should read. But yeah, I feel like more people should pick up this one. Not like no one's reading it, but like yeah, if you haven't heard of this, maybe if you don't think um, romance or historical romance is for you, I would say still pick one up. It might look a bit steamy here. It's not that steamy if you're scared of steaminess. It's not steamy. I mean, there's lots of things going on in this book other than the romance. So, yeah. And yeah, that, my dear friends, is the Emperor's New Groove book tag made by yours truly. And as usual, I tag anyone who wants to do it. If you're a book tag fan, Emperor's New Groove fan, Spade fan, David Spade fan. I mean, he played Cuzco. And yeah, that's kind of the end of this tag. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.